It's no secret that healthy eating can be expensive. In this video, I'm going to share with you some of my favourite ways to help you save money on your food shopping, and that doesn't include having to sit down and write out a schedule for every single meal you're going to eat that week so that you stick to a schedule. You can still be spontaneous. Before we start, if you want to see more videos like this with healthy lifestyle eating tips and also some healthy, easy recipes to create, don't forget to click a thumbs up below on the video and subscribe to my channel for more videos that come out weekly. Firstly, I'm going to start off by saying organic is a great option, but only if you can afford it. Please don't get caught up on the to be healthy, it's got to be organic produce, because that is just not the case. Think more about whole foods like fruit and vegetables and meat if you do eat meat. Think of it more as a whole food, so something that's less processed. By getting whole foods, it's automatically less processed. So something that looks like it did when it was picked, farmed, plucked if it's meat. So here are my 8 tips to help you eat healthily on a budget. First tip, which I'm sure you've heard before, but make a shopping list. It helps keep you focused on what you're going to get, the sort of meals that you're looking to cook. You don't go off on a tangent, getting distracted by all the offers when there are offers. Have a list that helps keep you focused on what it is you've run out of, what it is you need for the meals that you're looking to create that week or over the next couple of weeks. It then helps you, waste money on these offers or things that you're not actually just going to eat. You can also use a fast tracker when you're going around the supermarket. So for starters, it keeps you less stressed because you're packing as you go, and also you can keep an eye on the total and the money spent as you're going around the supermarket. So if you've got something that you put in your trolley that you don't think you really need, you can always take it back out to help keep the costs low. Number 2 is a little bit in line with what I've already just said, but you can also shop online. Since COVID, it's even more easier to do your food shopping online. So it's similar to the above in the fact it can help you track how much you're spending before you even get to the end point where you pay. It helps you avoid the foods that you don't need because you're literally putting in the foods that you've got on your list that you're food shopping for, and you're less likely to see some of the offers and the processed foods that you don't want to buy or that you're looking to avoid. Number 3 is consider plant-based proteins. So meat can be expensive, but plant-based proteins like legumes are cheap and they're filling, so it's a great option or great alternative to include, a few times a week. Try and avoid some meat. Check out the frozen fruit and veg. So fruit and vegetables are often frozen as soon as they're picked, so they can still hold just as much nutrients as fresh fruit and vegetables. You can often get more for your money because you can go buy bigger packs, and often they'll last longer. They don't go off as quickly as fresh produce. Number 5, meal prep and utilise your freezer. So cooking once but eat twice is something that I love to live by. So I make big batches of food, whether it's just cooking one evening, just doubling up on the ingredients to just make extras, whether it's leftovers for lunch or whether it's to pop in the freezer to have for a meal for another evening. Making batches of food you could spend like 1 to 2 hours a week or even a month just batching up some meals, portioning it out and storing it in the freezer. Then you've got lunches and you've got meals, healthy food that you've cooked from at home for an easy meal or lunch. And that is especially helpful when you want a healthy meal but you really can't be bothered to cook. Number 6, check out when your local stores reduce their items. So I'll admit it, this is something that I was always a bit like, I don't really want to buy out of date fruit or veg, but it's not out of date. They're reducing stuff, either sometimes the day is the same day or it's a couple of days, but they just need to be, they're trying to get rid of their stock. So it's worth having a look at what the best before date is on the item. But I've popped to our local co-op quite a few times. I've found out sort of the times that they tend to do it. Often sometimes it's sort of later on in the day they're going through and just checking, reducing a lot of the items, especially with, so for me personally, meat is not something that I would get reduced. That's just a personal thing. I'm sure there is absolutely nothing wrong with it, but for me personally, it's just something that I am more wary of. But fruit and vegetables, I tend to get them reduced. It varies in price as to what they reduce them by, but I find it really helpful because I'll either, if I'm not going to be using it in the next couple of days, what I do tend to do then is chop it up and put it in the freezer for use at a later date. Use leftovers. So I slightly touched on this before with the batch cooking, but using leftovers, you know, don't throw things away. It's, you know, even if it's not enough for another meal, you can use it as a side dish for something. Just try not to waste any food and think of ways that you can use it to incorporate it into another meal, or use it as lunch leftovers, or, you know, to have as a side for another evening meal. And also when it comes to joints of meats like whole chickens, beef, a leg of lamb, try and get every bit of meat off that and off the bone as possible. And because, you know, there are some great meals that can be one pot meals that can be made with leftover meat, especially like meat that you might not even want to eat. Like with chicken, you might get nice bits of chicken that you could use on a chicken salad for a lunch. But some of the darker bits of meat, maybe you wouldn't want to eat them like that, but they can be really great for sort of one pot meals that can go a long way. So sometimes going back to buying, when it comes to the meat, joints of meat can actually be more value for money if you're going to do that, because you can get more meals from that one joint rather than just like 2 or 3 you know, chicken breasts. So you make sure you use that. If you're even more savvy, you can even use the bones from the meat to make your own stock, but that's another story. Number 8, don't be afraid of cheaper cuts of meat. Although they can be tougher and more fatty, if you use them in a slow cook, it can make them tender and tasty, and they're ideal for stews and more one-pot meals that just when they're slow cooked, the meat can just melt in your mouth. And again, a little can go a long way. You don't need to use a lot of meat. You can bulk it up with plenty of vegetables as well. I hope you enjoyed this video on 8 tips on how to eat healthily on a budget. I'd love to hear from you in the comments below if you've got any money saving tips on how to still eat healthily while on a budget. And if you like this video, please hit the thumbs up below, and also give me a follow. Click the subscribe button and you'll get more healthy living, healthy eating and healthy recipes that are easy to make weekly through my channel.